pictures, you know, that you have sent. So it's a whole lot of gist. Just as the activities are going on here in the studio, they're also going on, and everybody is a part of the conversation. We'll start with the mails. We'll just take a few of them now. This mail is from the UAE. Chris from UAE says, enough is enough. The time has come for the true Nigeria of our dreams to become a reality. We'll use this election to send a message to politicians that if you deliver bad government to us, we will vote you and your accomplices out of the next available window. That's all the way from the United Arab Emirates. That's Chris saying that. Then next we have a mail titled Nigeria 2015. People have started coming out. That's in K2 area. And then somebody's asking about electronic voting. That's also from the diaspora. That's Austin Waka from Kazakhstan. He says, I think this election would be peaceful, free and fair. However, why is it that there's no arrangement made for electronic voting so that Nigerians abroad can participate in the election? Well, INEC had promised that they'll work on that perhaps in the next election. And then there's another one titled The Presidential Election. It says, the TV station of the year, talking to Channels Television, thanks for the good job on transparent broadcasting, wishing all Nigerians a credible, transparent, and a peaceful progress. That's from Dan Ladi. And finally, from the mails, Nigeria 2015 is the title. This is the most interesting election I have ever witnessed. I'm very optimistic my candidate will win. That's personal. I went as far as betting money. I'm on my way to vote from, that's from Nnamdi. He says he's on his way to vote, and he wrote to us from Owerri. Now, we'll just go to the Eyewitness platform and take some of your pictures. Now, the first picture that we're going to take comes from engineer Mohammed Gambo, and he sends it from Gombe State, and he says that accreditation had started at his polling unit. That was at 8 a.m., so we expect that activities are in full gear as we speak. Meanwhile, the next picture says that as at 8:25, electoral officials are yet to be seen at their duty post. The picture was sent by Lonsky, who he did not disclose his location. So we'll please plead with you, when you send your pictures, do send us your name and your location. It's really important that you send your location. Next is Aminu Hassan. He sends it from Jalingo, Taraba State in northeast Nigeria, where he says that people are coming out en masse to exercise their strength or their power. Then Taufik Olagunju says accreditation went on as planned in Oshogo. That's from Osun State, the state capital. Then our eyewitness Adeton Taufik reporter says sends this one saying security personnel were at polling unit at 003 Ipaja North in Abesan before electoral officials. Yet another picture this time. The eyewitness reporter sends this picture and commends electoral officials for arriving early and no location. We need your location. Please help us with that. The next one says that they are still waiting to be accredited. Electorates are there, but they have not been accredited yet. And this, which happens to be the last at the moment, is from Wuse Zone 2 in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. And our eyewitness reporter says that they are ready and waiting for the officials to begin the process with them.
Well, many thanks, Ini. I love pictures. When you talk about pictures, they say seeing is believing, and of course we'll be expecting to see more pictures from everyone. Well, Gimba, recall we also have from our tablets here, we are looking at pictures from our correspondents, and of course Tom Edet is saying that he's live in Abigborode. I hope I got that right, Tom. The hometown of the governor of Delta State in Warri, North Local Government. He says, as at the time he sent in this, which is at 9:41 a.m., he's saying that the materials were yet to be there, no sign of INEC official, and right now he's saying okay, pretty much later he now said the materials arrived. In other words, the materials arrived late also in that part of Delta State.
He experienced when the materials didn't come, and then when they came, which is a good thing that he's able to treat. Also that now we have the materials just so we're able to see and establish the time difference from when they were there and when they actually arrive, because we know also, as GT has told us, there is a decentralization of the distribution being mapped out by INEC, which he says it's a step in the right direction, just to try to get the materials on time to where the people will get accredited, and then hopefully we won't have to face the same kind of things that we faced in 2011. Is the process working now?
Well, empirically we gather evidence much later. We're gathering even evidence even now, from the live feeds and from your correspondence all over the place. And one can say that so far, so hopeful. I think there is a marked departure from what we had in 2011. And we need to emphasize this. In 2011...
Sorry, just coming in earlier on, breaking now, Ogechuku also did say that where she was in her polling unit in PU 29 Oregon, the card reader didn't work, but she just reported and said, finally, card reader is working, and she sent pictures to back that in Oregon. So it goes back to what you did say earlier on.
That, talking about the card reader, let me just switch it quickly. When you have a situation like this, as we had in Otoke, you can start, imagining situation. Is this sabotage? Is this induced sabotage and conspiracy in order to create a situation of lack of credibility in the process? Is this system failure? And so on and so forth. So you can begin to imagine the situation. But, the point I made earlier was that you can't jump to hasty conclusion yet. Let's see how this thing works. Now, what we've seen, what we've heard, what we've learned from all over is that from Kano, where potential voters didn't observe the rules, so to speak, of cleaning their hands and all that, we had glitches. To carry that weren't working, to system failure, and we have not even talked about that, to the possibility of the operator, the person holding the card reader, who takes your card from you, not knowing very well what to do, and is merely fiddling.
Did you recall, we were almost going there in Otoke when we were about looking at the impression, expression on the face of the official. Dabbing his face a lot of time.
Yes. So we need to get all this, and it's important that, particularly referring to Otoke, that after this exercise, INEC should investigate thoroughly what happened at that center. Now, we were told that a card reader is programmed as per each polling unit. So if we told that 4 card readers were brought in quick succession, the question then would be, are these card readers also programmed for that polling unit in order to reach a conclusion that all 4 failed, or at least 3 failed in quick succession, or these were just desperate measures to impress the president, who obviously was there, and everybody saw that. So these are the questions that should be resolved by an investigation, not to cast a pall of lack of credibility on the exercise, but to learn, so that appropriately we can then have a better electionary in the future and all that. But overall, as I've said, the startup time may not be the same. It's even possible that some of these card readers charged, there's some devices new, you charge them, plug, and you think that you're going to play, and then you have a problem. So it's possible that some of these card readers have been charged, and between the time they were charged and now, the battery have run down. So there are a lot of possibilities, and so we can't jump to a conclusion, but to encourage this process, once we have options, or option A, option B, option C, as you categorize the options rightly the other time, beautifully. I think that everybody should be rest assured that everybody will vote at the end of the day. Once you have a card and you are there to vote, the polling officers, the polling clerk, the officials will attend to you, and at the end of the day. And this has happened. It happened to the president.
On knowledge of the operators, let me share this with you, just coming in from Lami, saying the card readers were apparently failing at the polling unit nearby someone's home. And the guy couldn't understand why, so the reader were all new. So he approached the INEC woman, inspected the reader, only to find the protective film on the lens of the reader had not been removed. And after a protracted argument, he convinced the woman to remove it. The reader not only read the prior rejected cards, it was reading even faster with faster